As the subject of a presentation video, I would like to talk about one of my hobbies, which is marquetry. Marquetry is the practice of taking a picture or a design and forming it into a separate picture using veneers. Veneers are, of course, very thin slivers or slices of wood taken from most countries in the world. Marquetry began in Italy sometime in the 16th, 17th century, and for a long time was used as one of the mainstays of export material for particular regions, particularly in Sorrento and Naples. Marquetry has long been discussed as whether it is an art form or a craft, and the arguments still continue today. My own personal opinion is it's a form of art and a form of craft, since the hands are used and the imagination is used in the formation of it as an art form. A picture, which is one that I completed recently, is taken from a book of Victorian drawings, and as you can see, the veneers are coloured or grained from different trees. Colouring is not usually used. The colouring used as dyes is not usually used. It is the colour of the material or the wood that is most prized. Once the design or the picture is copied, it is transferred using copy paper or transfer paper onto the veneers or the veneer sheets. These are then cut using either a scalpel for the soft wood or a saw, a treadle saw, or what is used to be used in Italy called a donkey. A saw is used to cut the hardwoods. The exotic woods such as burrs, wenge and other sorts of materials are very expensive and not usually used unless they are required to form a particular type of picture or to form a particular part of a picture. Some people in fact only use softwoods and just sell them as such because it is not convenient to cut very hard woods. Once the veneers are cut, they are formed into a picture using a water-based glue called PVA. The small pieces of veneer are fitted together as part of the picture, and it is part of the skill to be able to use the graining and the colour of the materials, that is the veneers, in order to form the picture correctly. Obviously, random fitting of pieces of veneer that don't have any form or don't particularly gel together very well would not create a very pleasing picture as an end result. So the skill is in joining the particular pieces and also in the cutting, because the cutting of the veneers requires very, very fine blades or very, very fine scalpel blades, so that there are no gaps between the pieces of veneers when they are fitted together. Pieces that do not fit together and leave a gap often form discrepancies in the finished picture and mar the picture and can readily be seen, apart from collecting dust and other materials which make the picture look not particularly well. Once the veneers are lined and put onto the baseboard using glue, they are placed into a large press. A press requires many tons of pressure in order to make the adherence of the veneers to the board, a baseboard. A baseboard is usually about 10 to 15 millimeters thick and is made from hardwood, which is very, very stable. It has to be stable because if it becomes unstable and buckles, it has an effect upon the veneers which causes them to warp and come away from the baseboard, and literally the picture is ruined. So once the pictures have been pressed, they are then taken out of the press, cut and framed. Framing can be done either using proprietary materials or making your own materials. The particular picture that I showed earlier has not yet been framed and has not yet been finished. The finishing being polishing using either wax, proprietary materials such as shellac, or even French polishing. The purists use French polishing. Personally, the waxing is sufficient for my needs. Making these pictures are very time intensive, and as such are not really saleable because they would be very expensive and people just wouldn't buy them. It is a hobby because I don't spend lots of time like people used to in Italy, where they made many copies of the same picture. It is purely and simply a hobby as far as I'm concerned, but a very pleasurable one at that.